I originally I posted something called I said not somebody said pedo Democrat or Depedican or something, and I said I think they mean Repetican, okay, and I was referring to Matt Gaetz. Unfortunately, I was mistaken. I think I've mentioned that Matt Gaetz, by mistake, based on accusations, I may have mistakenly said that he was a pedophile. He's not a pedophile. At least I don't think that there's any proof that he's a pedophile. If you go by the ramblings of his psychotic future sister-in-law. And why am I saying that? Well, you'll see why. Okay? So this video is going to be in defense of Matt Gaetz, and I might get into some nonsense about Turning Point USA and why they're stupid. I like getting into Turning Point USA. Now, this is actually somewhat disappointing, I must say. I'm going to have to apologize to Matt Gaetz. But what's so disappointing about it is the fact, I'm not happy with the Republican Party. As a social conservative, I feel betrayed, but I feel a need to speak out in defense of Matt Gaetz from this psychotic, narcissistic kook.
Baby, I'm a gangster too, and it takes two to tango. Hello, whoever's gonna watch this. I just wanted to make like a follow-up video because
I'm assuming she didn't think I was going to watch it, but I did watch it. And, yeah, so here we go.
while that other video was just like a short little humorous thing, there is so much more to the story and about like what I know about Matt Gaetz. And so I just wanted to like come on here and kind of clarify some things because it is definitely a serious situation. And I also wanted to share a little bit of my story and why I have the perspective that I do. First off, I just wanted to clarify, I now realize that I use the incorrect terminology. It is not pedophilia. I now realize that I use the incorrect terminology. It is not pedophilia. Terminology. It is not pedophilia. It is terminology. It is not pedophilia. It is ephebophilia, which is being attracted to like post-pubescent teens in the age range. To like post-pubescent teens. To like post-pubescent teens in the age. To like post-pubescent teens in the age range of 15 to 19. In the age range of 15 to 19. In the age range of 15 to 19. In the age range of 15 to 19.
This is what I find so hilarious, and this is going to come out, this infantilizing of young women that are age 18 through like, I don't even know when it stops, but they're, oh, I'm an innocent girl. I'm a girl. I'm only 18, 19, 20, 25, 30. No, you're a woman. Okay? And you need to start understanding that if you're a woman, there might be men that are sexually attracted to you as a woman. Okay? Let's get that straight. There's nothing abnormal about that. I've done videos about this in the past. I've shown evidence about how this is not pedophilia. This is not abnormal. This is perfectly healthy behavior for men and young women to be attracted to older men. This is just the society's infantilizing of women and assuming that women are somehow innocent and somehow not capable of being narcissistic little cunts like this one is.
I also want to clarify that this is a very long story that I'm going to have to sum up very quickly, and I also want to put it out there that this is from my point of view. There's two sides.
Yeah, one of the sides is objectivity. The dude, if he's attracted to women that are 19 plus years old, that doesn't make him a pedophile. If he's attracted to women that are in the age range, now this is the thing, post-pubescent teens, is he doing anything with these girls? I'm assuming not, because I don't think there were any charges brought against him. My point is, there's a big difference between somebody being attracted to, say, somebody that's 19 years old, or somebody that's attracted to, say, somebody that's 6 years old. Okay? The dude apparently didn't commit any crimes, and this kook is trying to make it look like he's some kind of kooky criminal, when really, if you want to know the truth, she's a narcissist that thinks she's better than men. She thinks she's better than men, and you're going to see this.
Every story, and I acknowledge that, but this is what I experienced. So last summer when I was living in DC and interning there, basically, Matt had just started dating my sister, and he had a friend that I had met and kind of knew that was around Matt's age, had a kid, had been divorced, and this guy kept telling me, like, oh, Matt told me I should ask you out, like, that we'd be great together, yada, yada, and I just...
Now, what's wrong with this situation? That's what I want to know. What is wrong with this situation? Nothing. This chick is a narcissist. They think she's better than this man.
He jokes me, like, haha, like, I'm 19, like, that's weird, and I just, like, I'm 19, like, that's weird. Like, I'm 19, like, that's weird.
Now, what's funny is, I'm somebody that regularly gets mistaken by young women for somebody that is 19 or 20 years old. It happens on a regular basis. Unfortunately, when I'm honest with them about what my age really is, they lose interest in dating me, because it is like I understand that they think it's weird, what have you, but that's a societal construct, a very new societal construct, mind you. But the thing is, that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with it. A lot of young women are very attracted to me up until the point they find out that I'm nearly 40 years old. When they think that I'm their age, they're very attracted to me. This is a common problem. I would call it a problem with society today. But this woman's youth does not make her any more innocent than this gentleman, and does not make her any more better than this individual. You can tell that this woman is speaking from a very self-centered, self-righteous point of view.
And I just thought he was kind of joking, and then he definitely, like, started being more vocal and saying creepy things and being like, I had a boyfriend at the time. He's like, oh, when you break up with your boyfriend, let me know, and so you can...
I think this woman needs to learn how to take a compliment and stop using the word creepy stuff, creepy stuff, creepy stuff, oh, creepy stuff.
A real man, just creepy stuff. And he later, like, texted me and was like, oh...
What's great, this is what's funny about that. A lot of women that are attracted to me, they're attracted to me because I act like a man instead of like a girly, like, pseudo-homosexual like most of the men today that are in their early 20s to 30s. Some of them are even my age that act like frickin' like a bunch of limp wrists.
Sorry about what I said. I just wanted to get Matt off my back. Like, Matt told me I should ask you out, yada, yada, yada. So I decided to confront Matt about it and be like, hey...
Oh, she's brave. She's confronting Matt.
So I decided to confront Matt about it and be like, hey, why were you telling your friend to ask me out and, like, be like, that's just weird and creepy. 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 So come Thanksgiving...
You know, this chick is so self-centered and so self-important, it's hilarious.
When I finally had the chance to see him face to face, I was straight up with him, and I was like, what is up with this? Why did your friend say this? Very much was like, wanted to hear his side of the story, and he just immediately got so defensive, started yelling at me and my mom. He called me a narcissist, was just...
You are a narcissist.
Yelling at me and my mom. He called me a narcissist. Yelling at me and my mom. He called me a narcissist. Yelling at me and my mom. He called me a narcissist. Yelling at me and my mom. He called me a narcissist. Was...
You're an extremely self-important person that isn't really that important in the grand scheme of things.
1,000% gaslighting me. I literally was just, like, standing there asking him, like, are you gonna listen to what I have to say? And he went full lawyer on me, like, I don't have to listen to you, I don't have to answer your questions.
He doesn't have to listen to you. He doesn't have to answer your questions. Who do you think you are? Why are you so important? Why do you think you're so important? Ask yourself that question, because you're not that important. You're not that special, okay? Just because you're 19 or 20 years old does not make you that important. Just because you're pretty does not make you that important.
Whatever. And as far as I'm concerned, someone who is innocent shouldn't be getting so defensive and literally being a grown man yelling at a 20-year-old girl. It was just being a grown man yelling at a 20-year-old girl. It was being a grown man yelling at a 20-year-old girl. It was just being a grown man yelling at a 20-year-old girl. It was.
Last time I checked, a 20-year-old girl is an adult and should be able to take a compliment and not act like a little crybaby. You're a self-important, narcissistic little crybaby that was clearly spoiled your whole life and doesn't have an ounce of respect for other people.
Being a grown man yelling at a 20-year-old girl, it was just beyond me. I want to make sure I don't miss any key points, so I'm going to make a second video, so stay tuned. So basically, to continue the story, after I had this encounter with Matt and just saw his character and the type of person he is, when everything came out about him, I honestly, unfortunately...
Blah, 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 blah. Now I'm going to move on to Turning Point USA. She's boring as hell. So this is going to be about how this Savannah Hernandez, I believe her name is, thinks that Martha's Vineyard's liberals have been exposed as racists. I don't think so. I think she's not very bright.
Most recently, Governor DeSantis, my man, has been in the headlines after he flew two.
Yeah, because he basically committed an act of human trafficking to prove a point that we all knew, okay? And that is that liberals don't want to live under the liberal policies that they put on other people. We know this because they escape the areas that they destroy. When I was in Arizona, a lot of the people that were moving into Arizona were coming from California and Seattle. Why? Because liberals have destroyed these states with their liberal policies, and they started implementing these policies in Arizona. But let's let this person continue.
My man has been in the headlines after he flew two planes of migrants specifically to Martha's Vineyard. Now that these liberals in Martha's Vineyard have actually been gifted the gift of these migrants, for some reason, they're not happy about it. In fact, they seem to be absolutely furious. And for now, at least, I'm just enjoying all of the leftist outrage over actually having to live with the policies that they've been pushing. Well, here's this one Martha's Vineyard resident who I'm sure is a good Democrat.
Now, I'm curious. How did her ancestors get here, I wonder?
Trying and struggling to explain why exactly it's a bad thing that these migrants are now where she lives.
What are the most difficult challenges right now?
The difficult challenges are at some point in time they have to move from here somewhere else, right? We don't have the services to...
They probably don't have the services to handle these people because Martha's Vineyard is not equipped because they don't have people like this in Martha's Vineyard.
Take care of 50 immigrants. We don't have housing for 50 more people.
I don't know about you guys, but she kind of sounds like a racist to me. I mean...
What did she say that was racist?
And she's kind of also sounding a little bit fashy, implying that migrants can't stay where she is. Most recently, Governor DeSantis, my man, has been in the headlines.
Now, you'll notice the hypocrisy and idiocy put out by this person. Now, I can tell that they're joking by saying she's a bit fashy. Now, mind you, this is Turning Point USA. Turning Point USA is an organization that has put racialists in contact with politicians. Okay, that's the truth. And then they tried to say that Whoopi Goldberg was lying. Whoopi Goldberg was not lying. I'm an American identitarian. I'm not against racialism. But my point is that these organizations, these are anti-American organizations, essentially.
Most recently, Governor DeSantis, my man, has been in the headlines after he flew two planes of migrants.